Hey, Instagram. Yeah, so I'm coming on here to talk about my book, Healthy Character, the Healthy Leader. Um, Today, my mind is just a little bit blown right now because I was doing something and it was cut short. But anywho, I hope that you guys had an awesome weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed Resurrection Sunday. I hope that you guys' church services was awesome. And ultimately, I hope that you guys had an awesome time with God, that you got closer to him, that you spoke to him about that day and what it means, a day that we take to set aside to remember. And I always like to say set aside like Christmas. People are like, Jesus was born on December 25th. But take the time to really set aside and remember that awesome day, just who he is. And so I hope that you guys had an awesome weekend. So on this week, I've been actually coming on and giving out one word and talking about character traits. This week, I want to talk about character flaws. And I'm going to give you one flaw. Hey, good morning. I want to give you one flaw, okay, you guys? And I want you guys to meditate on that flaw today and kind of do a self-reflection to kind of see, is this an area that you may be struggling in? Again, this book is a book that came from my personal experience and me actually doing the process of elimination myself to get to the place I felt like I needed to be in God. I knew that I couldn't be like everybody else. I saw a lot of different things and people that I knew within me wasn't right, and I began to adapt to those wrong doings, those wrong thinkings. And so I was just like, I gotta change. There's some things about me that I cannot move forward in what God wants me to move forward in until I deal with this issue. And so the book comes from my own personal experience. And so when you're talking about flaws, today I want to leave you with one word, and that's pride. Okay, pride is the number one thing that will kill and destroy everything that you are trying to do in your personal life, in your spiritual life, in your business, everything that you're working in. Pride comes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. You will be destroyed due to the spirit of pride. Okay, and so I want to help you guys this morning to understand that when it comes to flaws, unchecked flaws is what leads to poor performance. Nothing else, nothing less, nothing more, nothing less. There is nothing else here on earth under the sun, okay, that will cause your performance to be poor except unchecked flaws and unresolved issues. Okay, when you have unchecked flaws, when you haven't dealt or when you don't deal with some of the issues in your personal life, it will mess up your performance on any job. It will mess up your performance in your love life. It will mess up your performance in ministry as a leader, everything. A lot of times we put ourselves in a position where we want to lead people, but we cannot lead people until we get to a place where we take responsibility for effectively leading ourselves. That means we have to invest in ourselves as a person, in our personal development, okay? Getting out what needs to be getting out and putting in what needs to be put in, okay, you guys? And so the spirit of pride is a murderer. It comes to rob you, to kill, steal, and to destroy, and take everything that you work so hard to get, okay? So I'm going to give you these points, and then I'm going to get on off here. When you're talking about people with the spirit of pride, to them is either their way or the highway. If I can't do it my way, then I don't want to do it at all. If you know that that's your mentality, then I want to challenge you today to do a process of elimination and get that thinking up out of your mindset. A lot of times the reason why so many people are in a position that they're in is because of years of adapting to this type of mindset. You understand what I'm saying? Pride is not something that you develop overnight, but it is a habit They say it takes 21 days to break a habit. Well, pride is a habit. And we keep trying to get people to put themselves in a position of humility but in order for you to have humility, you have to go through a test. And that test is going to require you to go through a process of elimination to get the things up out of you that needs to be up out of you. Okay? So you can't be humble and yet be prideful. Okay? One of them gotta go because both of them are habits. You can't develop a habit, which means if something is a habit, it means you practice it. You practice it. Okay, so you cannot develop a practice of having humility when you're constantly developing daily habits of being prideful, telling yourself it's gonna be done my way or it ain't gonna be done at all, telling yourself can't nobody do it better than me. I mean, I ask for help, I ask them to help me, but you know the spirit of excellence is just on me. You know, I got the spirit of David. The spirit of excellence is just on me, you know, so I can do it better anyway. You know, I really don't need their help anyway. You know what I'm saying? You think others are, you know, below you, you know what I'm saying, below your standards because you all the way up here. And then when it comes to prideful people, they always want to point out your issues, your flaws, your mistakes. But when it comes to them, they not so easily, or they're not so quick to really point that out. And so I just wanted to leave you guys with that today. I'm gonna end by giving you these solutions. Okay, when it comes to pride, first and foremost, you want to do your process of elimination. That means you want to sit down and you want to write down everything that pertains to your way of thinking when it comes to the things that you approach. Okay, the things that you approach, you know, what is your thinking pattern? All of us have a thinking pattern. A lot of times when we misunderstand people, it's because of a misconception. You heard something differently than what I said. The concept of your thinking didn't align with the concept of my thinking. And so now we have something called misunderstanding. You don't understand me and I don't understand you. So I need you to sit down and I need you to write down your way of thinking. How do you think? How do you approach things? This is how you start your process of elimination. The next thing you want to do is make a decision to be teachable. Teachable is not something that is found in your speech, but being teachable is something that's a mentality. It's found in your way of thinking. It says that when a person is talking, I'm canceling out everything and I'm listening to understand and not listening to respond. Okay, so you got to be teachable. Even though you know you've done your research, even though you know what you've heard, you still got to remember that you don't know everything. And that's the next one. Tell yourself every day, I don't know everything. I don't have all the answers. I may be good at this, but I don't know everything and I don't have all the answers. Okay? The next one is get up and submit to an accountability. Okay, I'm not talking about going out there and getting an accountability team for your business to make sure you stay on your P's and Q's for your business. I'm not talking about getting accountability for your gift as it relates to the ministry and make sure that your gift is up to par, to make sure you prophesying and you preaching right. I am talking about personal development, getting you an accountability team, people that can hold you accountable for when your speech is out of order, people that can hold you accountable for when you're angry and you shouldn't be angry, people that can hold you accountable when you just jumping all the way off the charts. You know what I'm saying? Get you an accountability team for your personal life. People that can say, you know what, that comment you just said was very prideful. I still see something in you. You need to check that. You need to deal with that. Okay, the next one is communicate the issues. Any issues that may arise that may have the potential to destroy your relationships, communicate. A lack of communication is the result of unresolved issues. Okay, people don't want to really communicate when there is an issue. When you got a problem with me, tell me, pull me to the side and say, woman of God, I didn't understand what you said to me. I didn't like the way you said what you said to me. Can you help me get a clear understanding as to why you approach me like that? Speak up. You have to be responsible for your own personal life. Speak up and communicate when you don't know something. Speak up and communicate when you need the proper help that you need so that you can ultimately get what you need. Okay? The last one is, don't always listen to what you want to listen to. Listen to what you need to listen to. A lot of times when people are talking and teaching, the first thing we do is say, oh, well, I already know that. So we stop listening. But even though you already know that, maybe they're going to say something to add to what you already know. Maybe they're going to say something to add to what you know. Sit and listen. Don't always listen. Here, listen, I remember reading and studying Einstein. And one of the things he said when he dropped out of school was, I wanted to know what I wanted to know. I wanted to learn what I wanted to learn. Okay? That's a great thing. But at the end of the day, just don't always seek out the things you just want to know. When people are trying to tell you something that you need to know, let's sit down and listen to them. Listen, get everybody's point of view. Then, you know, they say what they say, eat the meat and spit out the bones. That's your process of elimination. Eating the meat and spitting out the bones. Process of elimination. Your word for today is pride. Don't let it be found among you. Proverbs the 16th chapter verse 18 says, pride comes before a fall, and a haughty spirit. Pride comes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. So I want to give you guys that word for today. Your word for today is pride. Do an evaluation and self-assessment of yourself to see if the spirit of pride is lingering on the inside of you. You guys have an awesome day. I pray that you guys will bless. And I pray that you guys will continue to come and develop yourself, okay? And I pray that you guys will continue to be encouraged by these videos, okay? Bye.